Hey, good morning and welcome, guys. This is Tabletop Baseball Digest, Dice Baseball Digest, and we're going to look at the Don Larson card. I looked at the Ted Williams card in the other video. So once you learn how to read the cards, it's a very simple game. I'm making these particularly for the APBA and Strat players that want to try another game. So what's unique about the pitching card for this game is that it has 3 columns, and those columns can be you roll on those d20 on the columns, and you land on one of the columns. Now these can be manipulated as well for different seasons and different results, and it just gives you a lot of. It's very interesting. You could kind of develop your own system, and the stats will come out pretty good. So let's just look at let's just say we roll within 1 to 6, and let's look at the number of results for that. So you first look on the batter card, and when the batter card is blank, you go to the pitcher card. So if I have a blank from 31 all the way, I guess, to 64, right, then it's going to be either an out, a single, a walk, or a strikeout. The 65 will be a home run. So that's pretty easy. Now, all the other numbers that are missing on this card, the results come off the batter card. So it is a batter-pitcher kind of 50-50 game. So on a 31, it's just straight up single. On column A, we're just looking at column A right now, just to focus on one thing. I usually cover up, I use like a little post-it, and I cover up the other columns just to focus on the column that I'm using for that pitcher for that day. So A will be his best column. He's a right-handed thrower. You can see that at the top, and he's a slow runner. You can see that at the top. Slow just means he doesn't score very many runs. He's not going to be a good pinch hitter, and so on. You have 1954 Baltimore Orioles, and then Don Larson. All right, so 32 on the batter card. You look at the pitcher card, and it says an out. How do you know what kind of out it is? Well, you roll a d20. Every time you roll the 2d6, you roll a d20. And if it says 17 on the d20, it's a fly out to left. If it says 18, it's a fly out to center. If it says 19, it's a fly out to right. So that's basically how the outs are. If it's a 16, it's a grounder to short. If it's a 15, it's a grounder to third. If it's a 14, it's a grounder to second. So then 34 is a single, 35 again out. You look at the d20. 41 is a walk, 42 is an out, 43 to 45 are outs. Then you have 56 and 61 are Ks. Now this pitcher did not strike out a lot of batters that season. He struck out 80 batters in 200 innings, so he doesn't have a lot of strikeout numbers. Okay, another pitcher, like a Seaver, could have 56 to 64 would be strikeouts, and maybe 43 and 44 would be strikeouts as well. All right, that's how that works. So 62 to 64 are all outs. Could be a 6 grounded to short, could be a 4 grounded to second, or a 5 grounded to third, that sort of thing. A 7, 8, or 9 on the d20 would be a fly out to left, a fly out to center, a fly out to right. And then there's a couple of, and then of course, there's a couple of other things like pop-ups, or if you roll a 12, grounded to the pitcher is a 1 and an 11, and so forth. Very simple to remember. And 65, see, this is, you can see here that there's pitcher home run allowance ratings. In other words, a pitcher who does not allow home runs would have a negative number. But Don Larson gave up some home runs in this season, so he has a 1 to 9 in his A column, and that moves up. The range becomes larger in the other columns. Now, a KD result is whenever you roll a 52, a 51, a 52, or a 53 on the batter card, it will say a KD. Remember, you're always rolling that d20. If that d20 falls within a 1 and a 3, it's going to be an additional strikeout for the pitcher. If it's beyond that, then it could be an error or a hit, depending on the individual fielder. Okay, each individual fielder will have a number. You do get a sheet where you'll have all the individual fielding ratings for all the players. So that's easy. It's easy access to look up the ratings for you. And oh, why did I do that? Okay. All right. Here at the bottom, you're going to have the stats for your player, your wild pitches, 1 to 10. So if a wild pitch comes up on a 54 result, it's usually a wild pitch pass ball. The D20, if it falls within the 1 to 10, it's a wild pitch. But if it's lower, if it falls within the pass ball range, then of course it's a pass ball. The pass ball range is usually 1 or 2. Some catchers have it at a 5. It all depends. But you can either, so on any kind of, it always says wild pitch or pass ball. So it could be one or the other. Either, the scorekeeper is going to blame the pitcher, or the scorekeeper is going to blame the catcher. So on the same roll, the low numbers will be a catcher result, depending on the catcher pass ball number. Could be a 1 and 2, a 2, so that means any roll of 1 and 2, and that wild pitch 1 to 10 will be a pass ball instead of a wild pitch. Then the hit by pitch number. Okay, so it's going to be a -2. There should be a number on the batter, and then it'll be -2 to that. Then you have how many batters faced. It's the BFS as a starter, and then in relief, probably he had 28 starts, so he only came in one game in relief, so he wasn't going to give him a separate relief number. Then you have below that, you have your arm rating, your information there. This one, for some reason, is blank. Your error rating, your range rating, but for some reason this card has those blank. I do not know why. I don't have any cards with blank numbers or blank columns there. All right, so below that, your stats: 12 complete games, 202 innings. And so he only completed a little bit less than half, 80 strikeouts. His whip is pretty high at 150. He lost 21 games that year. Wow. 3-21. Wow. And of course, he had 0 saves. So that is reading the pitcher card for Fall Classic Baseball. I hope you enjoyed the video. And remember to like and subscribe to my channel. If you come and watch it, and I suggest you follow up and check out my other videos on the Fall Classic Baseball and a lot of other games, including my recent unboxing, where I do a lot of talking about games and how the unboxing game relates to those games. All right, I'll see you soon. Take care.